Now, the race for Youngstown Mayor is on.
That's right. 2 Democratic candidates and 1 Republican want to unseat Mayor Tito Brown.
Now tonight, Danielle Councilman has more from these candidates looking ahead to the May primary.
Good evening. We told you yesterday about Republican candidate Tracy Winbush filing her petition. Now today, 2 Democrats throwing their hat into the race.
4 candidates for Youngstown Mayor, 1 Republican and 3 Democrats. Incumbent Tito Brown saying the city is a better place than it was 4 years ago.
I would point to the investment that we've had.
Saying private investors are doing more in the city, and he's worked to rebuild the city's reputation at the state and federal level to help continue the city's growth.
I want to look at a metro economy, not just looking at Youngstown or the county, but I want to look at the Ohio River. I'm part of 8 mayors that we talked about the Marshall Plan, renewable energy. I want to plan for the future, for the next generations. And that's where I think my relationships at the state and federal level will pay off.
Also throwing his hat into the Democratic race, First Ward Councilman Julius.
I think it's time for the city to have leadership that inspires you to get involved.
As a lifelong resident and businessman, he says economic development and education won't make enough difference if residents aren't inspired to change their mindset.
You might be able to turn things around economically, but if, for instance, the crime level in the inner city doesn't change, then you're still going to prevent those companies from coming. So it's going to require involvement to say to the people of Youngstown that, hey, the city cares about you. We need you to care about the city.
Also on the Democratic ticket, a face new to Youngstown politics, Ryan Kelly.
I think, number one, the qualification is, do you believe in the city?
As the owner of 3 Belleria pizza shops and also a lifelong resident, his focus is keeping people in the city.
Do I have the magic dust to say, oh, I'm going to bring business? I mean, there's a million politicians who had that idea, but at the end of the day, it's being committed to it.
And on the Republican ticket, running unopposed this May primary is Tracy Winbush, telling us yesterday that part of her plan calls for partnering with some surrounding communities. That way we can better sell the Mahoning Valley as a whole. Now, the primary race is May 3rd. Independent candidates have until May 2nd to file. Reporting live with more local news, I'm Danielle Councilman.
And the race for Youngstown Mayor continues to grow more interesting by the day. Local radio talk show host Ron Verb believes the number of choices voters will have means that this could shape up to be one of the more impactful Youngstown Mayor's races in recent years.
Choice is good for people. I like it when an incumbent is challenged and people have a choice. And here they have some good choices. Julius, I don't know if you happen to read his statement that he put out today, but it was really a moving statement, and I thought he made a good case for his election. This Ryan Kelly, who's running, he's an interesting guy as well because he owns a business and he's a businessman, comes at that perspective. Another good choice. And then, of course, you have Tracy Winbush, who's well known in this community and a Republican and female that could bring an interesting perspective to the office as well. And, of course, Tito Brown. I think those are 4 good choices that people have.